It's worm day! So, like I said, I didn't get my worms from Ferme du Moutta because I thought that was a bit cruel making them come all the way from France. So instead, they have come all the way from Yorkshire. So, I've got my worm box here that we put together on the last video. And then this is what's come from the Yorkshire Worm Company. So I've got some worm food. I've got some lime. Looks a bit dodgy. And I've got a coir block, or core block, however you pronounce it. So that's going to form some of their new bedding. And of course, drum roll, I have a box of worms. So they've been under the stairs overnight in a cool place. And we're going to put them in. Oh, I'm going to get some gloves because in a minute. Right, so we've kind of got two instructions now because we've got the ones from the Ferme du Moutta worm box and then we've got the stuff from the Yorkshire Worm Company. So if we go with the worm box first, it says choose a quiet spot for your worm farm protected from the elements such as in your kitchen, cupboard or cellar. However, if you read anything to do with British reviews, people just have them in their garden. So I think it's just a case of putting them in a warm, sheltered spot. Sensitive to noise and vibrations, so they may become stressed during shipping and they need a week to get to their new habitat. So what you need to do, and I've already done this, I'll move these out of the way, is go to your first tier, which is this tier here, and just line the bottom. It says with 4 or 5 sheets of newspaper. Now we're not a newspaper reading household, so what I did is I've actually just cut a circle out of the cardboard box that this came in and put that in the bottom. Then you need to put your bedding on top. Now your bedding is this core block from the Yorkshire Worm Company. So I get my bucket and put my block in my bucket, and then it says to pour 3 litres of water over this block and let it swell. So that's 1. Seems like a lot of water, but we'll see. That's 3. Okay. And then we're just going to leave that to swell. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to put some gloves on because although I'm not squeamish about worms too much, I don't think I could handle them bare on my hands. So you can see it's already starting to break up there. Oh, sorry if you can see my breath, it's so cold today. In fact, I think because it's so cold and it's trying to snow, I'm going to actually leave this in the garage overnight, like the worm box, just so they don't get too stressed by the change in temperature. What's going to do? The main event. So, whilst that's doing its thing, I very gently get out my knife and open my worms. And this is the first time I've seen them, so I have no idea what they're going to be like. Hopefully they're not half dead. So that would be upsetting on a number of levels. Obviously don't poke too deep with the knife, that could also be distressing on a number of levels. Oh, they're in a bag. They're in a bag. Okay. Oh. Little sticker, yorkshireworms.co.uk. Not sponsored. First time I've been doing videos. Oh. Little review and a £5 off voucher for next time we buy anything from them. Right, okay. A bag of worms. Can't feel them moving. Right, okay. So, very gentle. feel a bit bad that I left them in a box now. I thought because they had holes in the box, like air holes. I thought maybe, safety. I thought maybe they were just loose in the box. I actually put them in a bag inside. I put the box inside a bag inside the cupboard just in case I had any escapees through the holes. But it looks like that's not going to happen. So you're safe. Oh, there is definitely a wiggly worm. So. Can we see that? There we go, that's a bit better. So there's some worms. Now this is, how much did I get? 250 grams. No. 500. I think I got 500 grams. There's some good ones there. Now obviously they don't like light, so I try and keep them closed up, and I'll see how that core block's getting on. Right, so here we go. You can see it's kind of all broken up. There's still some dry bits, but like I say, I'm impatient. I did add a little bit more water, but it's important, don't add loads, because I've used this stuff before. If you add loads of water, you just end up with literally a watery slop, and it's not soil anymore. It's just muddy water basically, so that's no good. So you do have to be a little bit patient. But right, okay, so you can see it's kind of nice and crumbled. There's mud everywhere, so I can put it on the floor, and then if we take this down to our first layer, so it says to spread this across the bottom before adding the worms. So, obviously this wasn't sold like for the worm box, so I might not use all of it because obviously they don't know, the company I got this from, they don't know how big your wormery is. You know, you can get all different sizes. That's probably good. I mean, it needs to be deep enough that they can start to burrow under it. So they can start to think like, oh yeah, this is home, this is good, this is where I'm going to be, and they don't try and escape. Apparently the first week they can try and escape, so that's another thing that kind of puts me off putting it in my kitchen. But they have said if you're worried about it, put a light on top of the box, because worms don't like light, so they'll try and avoid that, which will keep them in the worm box. We'll see. To be honest, I only got that much left, so I may as well just put it away. So if you've only got a small wormery, or if you're not, if you're not using this make. Cool. Right. Adding the worm time. So ooh, they're already trying to get out. They're eager. One there, see? Trying to escape. So very gently tip this. Whoa! Has the camera got all of that? I don't know what it has with the light behind. I'll lift it up in a second. No gone? No, there's some more in there. I'll get them out in a second. Sorry, the lighting in this garage isn't very good. There we go. So that is my wonderful worms. So make sure. Might just get no, I know. I'll turn it inside out. So make sure no worm is left behind. So, and you'll notice these aren't like earthworms that you find deep down in your garden. They're not the right type of worms. So don't think you can just go and dig up your garden, get a load of the big fat juicy ones, which is what I thought at first with our compost bin. I was like, oh brilliant, got loads of big fat worms in our garden, these will be great. They're not the right type of worms, so you have to have specific composting worms. and they only live near in kind of the top, I don't know, 10-15 centimetres of the soil. They don't go any deeper than that, and that's what churns everything up. So just get the last few little tiddly ones. I think there's one more at the bottom. Try and be really gentle. There they are. Now, are we all gone? Say, don't want anyone removed from their friends. No, I think we're all good. Nobody escaped in the box. No, cool. Right. So I'm just gonna really. Ooh, oh, oh! It's quite. I don't know what the word is. Oh dear me! Look at that. I'm kind of glad I did that in a way, because I was thinking, 500 grams of worms isn't a lot, but it is. Look at that. Oh, see, I'm really glad I put gloves on. Oh, it's like some kind of horrible spaghetti soup. So, I mean, I'm not going to separate them too much, but just say they are living creatures at the end of the day. In fact, I should have saved some of this to sprinkle on the top. So the idea is they'll now burrow down into that core material, and it says for the first few days don't do anything, just let them get settled in, and then after a few days sprinkle some of this worm feed just lightly on top, and keep doing that every few days. Check that they're eating it. Once they're kind of steadily eating it, steadily using it up, then you can start to add your food scraps. So I'm gonna put the lids back on. So I mean, they say on the thing as well, like just put the lid back onto that because you're only using the first tray, etc, etc. But just for a pure ease of storage, and because like I say, I got. I want to squish them. Oh, seems a bit high up there. There we go. Just because I don't want to. Pure ease of storage, and because I got it just because I thought it looked nice as well. I'm going to leave mine like that, and then the next thing I'm going to do is put the plants in the top. Right, see you next time.